We talked a little bit, Brian talked a little bit about this, testamentary bequest to Rotary. So this lets you give from your assets, not just your income. And so insurance policies, a portion of your will, your IRA accounts. Well, your IRA is one of the most, your retirement account is one of the most inefficient assets for you to pass to your heirs. Because it gets included in your estate, and then they have to pay the taxes when they take the money out after you're gone. So why not leave your IRA to the Rotary Foundation if your kids don't need it? I mean, that's one thought and one idea. And again, anything that you put into a bequest to Rotary is not going to be included inside of your estate. Fourth way to give. I don't know that many people think about this, but you could create a charitable life estate agreement. We've got a nice home. A lot of you might have nice homes. But then the question comes, what are the kids going to do with the home after we're gone? And if you have a conversation, I've talked to a lot of families, the kids are like, we don't want the family home. But you want to live there and you want to stay there, so a charitable life estate agreement may be a way to do that. And this is, I apologize for the color here. That's the Rotary Foundation down at the bottom. You can create a life estate agreement where you give the value of the home to the Rotary Foundation. There's a $500,000 that will eventually end up going there. You don't get a full tax deduction for doing this, but you would end up with about $50,000 in tax savings because you're retaining the right to live in the home. The IRS has special calculations that they run that determine how much your tax deduction is going to be. But you retain the right to live in the home for the rest of your life. And then when you pass away, the home goes to the Rotary Foundation. They can sell it, and it was not included in your estate. So again, another beautiful way, another way to help Brian get to $2 million as we were talking about. Just think about the different ideas and the ways that we can do this.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said that if you leave a bequest, it doesn't pass in your estate. Are you talking about a lifetime transfer to Rotary, or are you talking about after death?
After death, if there's something inside of your estate, a bequest, I'm leaving $15,000 that's going to Rotary, that is outside your estate because it's going to the Rotary Foundation.
How does it pass outside the estate?
Because you've designated it to go to a nonprofit.
Oh, in other words, it's not taxable.
That's right.
But it has to go through your estate.
Well, it's
Probate.
It's going to have to go through probate, yes.
Okay.
So another way to give is gift annuities, either immediate or deferred. If you need an income right now, or you've got a lump sum of money and you want to get an income at a later time. The Rotary Foundation has a great group of gift annuity programs. And so again, it'll help you get a fixed income for life. And what you're going to end up doing is making a deferred charitable gift. So it's a way to get income for the rest of your life. And then when you pass away, after you've received that income on your lifetime, the remaining balance goes to Rotary. And when the income is coming into you, the income is actually tax advantaged because what's coming back to you, some is a return of principal, some of it is actually you earning income. And when they run the calculation for you to determine when they run the calculation on the gift annuity, they'll let you know at that time, based on your age and the actuarial things that happen, is what that factor would be for you. But not everything coming back to you is taxed income. And then again, you get a current income tax deduction. So if we look at this is a gift or even a capital asset that they could sell. So let's say you purchase a gift annuity for $250,000. The payment that you receive back is actuarially based on your age or when payments start. So you could purchase one at 50 and say, I don't want payments to start till 65. That's different than if you purchased it at 50 and said, I want payments to start right now. So, or it's even different if you were 65 and put $250,000 in and said, I want payments to stay right now. All of that gets determined by the calculations that they'll run at the Rotary Foundation when you put this together. You'd get a tax savings of $40,000. That's not the complete tax deduction, again, because you're going to be receiving an income back from it over your whole lifetime, but it is $40,000 in tax savings. And then you'd get, based on this, a guaranteed fixed income for the rest of your life of $27,500. So you've got income that you know is coming in for the rest of your life. And then when you pass away, now you put in $250, but again, some of it came back to you. The Rotary Foundation ends up with $150,000. And this actually would pass 100% completely out of your estate because you don't own it. So the gift annuity is owned by the Rotary Foundation. Okay, now we're going to step up the game a little bit. We're moving over into some strategies that, again, don't do any of it. You got to have super adult supervision to start stepping into what we're talking about. And these are not necessarily for everyone, but these are powerful strategies. And then I'm going to start, as we step into this, I'm going to start showing you the way to put some of these together as well. An enhanced income trust. One of the reasons you've got to be careful is there's 5 different variations. So depending on what you're trying to do, depends on which version of this you might want to use. What we're going to use in here is a $500,000 zero basis stock paying a 2% dividend. Again, this could be all sorts of different things. We've used versions of this for gentlemen who own businesses and helping them kind of sell their business. But you've got in here, the example we're going to show you again, $500,000 zero basis stock paying a 2% dividend. So I'm earning a lower income than I might want to get otherwise, but I can't really sell this asset because I've got a zero basis. So why would I want to sell it? Because now I'm going to realize some taxes on it. So maybe you're kind of stuck. So this says low, no yield capital asset. Using an enhanced income trust, put $500,000 into the enhanced income trust. We donated the stock into the enhanced income trust. We get an immediate tax deduction, tax savings. That's not tax deduction, that's the tax savings of $40,000. One of the things we did, this talks about annual income from life. When the stock is sold inside of the enhanced income trust, no capital gains taxes. So $500,000 just stayed and became $500,000. Enhanced income trusts are required to pay out a minimum of 5%. So 5% on the $500,000 is $25,000 a year in annual income. When you pass away, the Rotary Foundation gets the $500,000. Again, this asset is outside of your estate. What we've just done, you were getting $10,000 a year off of your 2%, and it's gone up to $25,000. So another thing you could do at that point, if you wanted, well, increase your annual giving by $15,000. If you didn't necessarily need the income but wanted a way to leverage it up, this also lets you increase your annual giving by $15,000 so you could give even more to the Rotary Foundation. So again, $40,000 of tax savings in your pocket, $25,000 annual income for life. You avoid $100,000 in capital gains taxes. You had a $500,000 deferred gift made, and you avoid all estate taxes. One question I get a lot of times on the Enhanced Income Trust is, okay, well, that's great. That's going to Rotary Foundation, but what about my kids? I really wanted to get that value to my kids. Well, this is a way to do that. You partner an Enhanced Income Trust with a wealth replacement trust. Because, again, you want to get the values to your heirs as part of their inheritance. So we do exactly the same thing, $500,000 into the Enhanced Income Trust, $40,000 in tax savings, $25,000 in annual income. The extra $10,000 can be used to buy a life insurance policy. And again, all of this is going to be actuarial. But in this example, we were able to buy a $500,000 life insurance policy for $10,000 a year. When the person passes away, the $500,000 goes to Rotary, and the insurance policy goes to the heirs. The exact same value went to the heirs as before, and we got $500,000 to the Rotary Foundation.
But you can't always buy insurance on some people.
Do what?
There's some people upon whom you cannot get insurance.
Oh, sure. Again, these are specific cases, so some people cannot. That insurance price may be different for somebody else too. I mean, these are 10 different possible strategies. $40,000 in income tax savings, $25,000 annual income, $100,000 in capital gains taxes, $500,000 deferred gift, and then $500,000 tax-free inheritance to the heirs. And all of this strategy, the portions of this, all of this avoided your estate tax. An accelerated inheritance trust. The accelerated inheritance trust has 4 variations. So again, this is some of the other more complicated strategies. This is when you want to get specific assets to your heirs, gift tax free, while you're on this side of the grass. Now, the one thing about this, these are kind of very specific assets. Typically, the best assets that go into these are ones that are producing income that you don't necessarily need. We've had people who had real estate, they're getting a lot of income from the real estate, and they really kind of don't need that inside. They don't need the extra income, and they're really just trying to kind of figure out how to get the real estate to the kids. That's one place that this happens quite a bit. But understand that's one of the dynamics of an asset that goes into an accelerated inheritance trust is an asset where you're getting income you don't necessarily need, because when we get in here, you'll see the function of why that's needed. So a high growth or income capital asset. What you set up is an accelerated inheritance trust where for a period you put the $500,000 asset into the accelerated inheritance trust. Based on where interest rates are and all the calculations, it will tell you how many years you have to pay the income out. But in this specific example, it was 12 years. And so the asset was donated to the accelerated inheritance trust for a period of 12 years. All the income that came into that trust was paid out to the Rotary Foundation. $960,000. But the way that it works actuarially is at the end of that 12-year period, as far as the IRS is concerned, that trust is now worthless. So it just drops down to the heirs, $500,000. Now the heirs own the real estate, and you transferred that without any transfer taxes, gift taxes, and got it completely out of your estate. You get to use your current charitable giving to pass assets on to your heirs tax-free. Avoid paying the income taxes on $480,000 of unneeded surplus income. Again, this is someone who's in a situation that income wasn't needed. Pass $500,000 tax-free gift to heirs and avoid all gift taxes. I don't know what to do with